Would I be a different father if my dad was around? Would I handle this situation differently if my father was in my life? Maybe you think that same thing as well. Whether your father was present or not, you've got a parent in you that your child needs. Hey there, fellow parents and fathers especially. What up? Welcome back to the channel Purpose Composition. My name is Yakim, and today I wanted to talk to you about a moment on a family vacation in Florida that I feel pushed the needle for me in understanding the immense impact our words can have on our children. So stick around because I feel like this lesson is a crucial one, especially for those of us on our faith-based parenting journey. All right, so earlier in the day, Ezra and I have been in frustrating interactions, mainly me being frustrated by the behaviors that I'm witnessing that are kind of annoying to me. And this is where I'm at. Throughout that whole time, I'm working on getting over what are some cultural things, some unspoken expectations, some unreasonable expectations. Like, am I expecting my son to act like he's 8 when he's 5? There's many things going on in my mind as I'm going throughout the day, but mainly I'm talking to God like, all right, hey, is this a moment where I need to have more patience? Is this a moment where it's okay for me to be frustrated, understandably, because we're in a car and we've got 30 more minutes of drive to go? Kids are being kids, just saying the same words over and over again, copying each other, saying the same words over and over again, making sounds now, doing the sounds over and over again, words, sounds, repetitive, just. We got to the restaurant and we're all ordering. My oldest, he gets rice and beans. Everybody's sitting down. Food came pretty quickly. It was good. And the thing that happens all across America in homes and restaurants, kids get food in front of them, and instead of eating, they do everything else but engage with the plate. So my oldest is doing just that, playing, talking to everybody, being distracted, doing what kids would do in a restaurant. At this point, I'm frustrated again because I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to have to remind you another time of what is going on right now. Now, maybe that's just my struggle. Also, my, family's Caribbean. So I understand that there's some cultural things that are in there. And maybe for you, you're dealing with some cultural things that you have to get over or work through. See what's appropriate, see what, take the meat, throw away the bones. Something I wasn't proud of. See, I was short with him in front of everybody. So there was, some ego trauma there. There was some emotional trauma there. It just wasn't a good moment. How were you feeling when I had put your food together and you didn't want it? Were you feeling sad, mad, frustrated, happy? What was going on?
Frustrated. Because I didn't want my food mixed together. Because I didn't want to mix. I just wanted to have regular pancake. Because I asked for it.
I called my son over because as I saw him not eating.
As I saw him not eating.
You don't have to repeat me. I'm telling the story.
But,
so you don't have to repeat me.
Okay.
So as I'm seeing him not eat, the thing that I want him to do, I am just being torn apart. I'm like broken on the inside. Seeing my son just be that frustrated that he's willing to be hungry. Not even willing to be, but just feeling like this meal is destroyed. So I call him over and I tell him, I don't want you to go hungry because of me. I just want you to be able to eat so you can grow big and strong. And I shared some food with him, some of my chicken, and he said it was delicious. And that's when I absolutely broke down and cried. And do you remember what you were telling me when you were trying to comfort me?
You mean in a different restaurant? You mean in that one?
That restaurant.
Oh! That's easy to remember.
Okay.
So I was eating, and you were like crying, and I said, "Don't worry, Daddy. Soon when it's time for you to go up in heaven and die, you'll be all fixed up by Jesus, and you'll be straight and ready to play with your Father.
There's so many things I don't cry for that I probably should cry for. But this was a moment where it's just like I could not hold anything back. Tears just started coming out left and right. And I was crying because I was understanding in that moment that I had caused a tear, a break, a moment that for my son, I don't know if that'll be something that's he remembers forever in his childhood. Like, oh, there was a time when I was 5, we was in Florida, my dad did X, Y, and Z. But I can clearly see that a moment was created and it wasn't a positive one. And the only way for that to be rectified was for me to do that. So in my move to have a recapitulating experience, which was almost like, what I wished my father would have done the multiple times that I've felt those tears in our relationship. Called him over, explained, tried to share my heart. He, came out of how he was feeling, and he started comforting me. In a great turn of events, he started comforting me, letting me know that everything will be all right when I get with my dad and having, we'll be able to have our relationship and everything. But that was a moment from a simple meal that really became a turning point, not only on this vacation, but in my life. Like, my son does not deserve, neither of my children deserve to be parented from my past traumas. So why do I share all this? I share this because that moment was a realization that our children deserve the best version of us. And on a heart level, we all can understand that our children deserve the best version of us. But on a practical level, we may not have all the tools, the skills, the experiences to give that to our children on a daily. Would I be a different father if my dad was around? Would I handle this situation differently if my father was in my life? Maybe you think that same thing as well. I want to encourage you, whether your father was present or not, you've got a parent in you that your child needs. I want to encourage you, and this isn't an easy thing to accept. This is a hard pill to swallow, especially for me. Just because you lacked something doesn't mean that in its presence you would have been better off. Some things you need to miss. Some things you don't need to get. Some things you do need to create on your own. And for those of us on our faith-based parenting journey, whether you had your father in your life and he wasn't present emotionally, or whether he wasn't there physically, you do have a father in heaven who promised to never leave you or forsake you. So that's a very important thing, because it's in those moments where I had to realize that, hey, even if I didn't have my father's example, which was filled with brokenness, I have a perfect example from God, and that's what I need to strive to be like anyway. Pray this was a blessing. Stay tuned for more. Do remember, you are a purposed composition. God created you with purpose, and you're parenting too. See you later. The wonderful son right in here that God has blessed me with. Levi, come here. Come here. This is the, just feel, oh my gosh, show everybody. This is the youngest that I've been blessed with. Look at these two curl heads. Look at the gorgeous. Look at these handsomes.
2020, 18 too. See y'all.